Every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, giving my honest thoughts on how the project is being ran. And today, I'm always excited to check out a space-themed game, so I'm actually kind of excited to be checking out Far, Far Out. Now, as I alluded to in the main thing, this has a ghost town of a Board Game Geek page. I didn't see any previews, I didn't see any content, any gameplays, anything, and that was less than 24 hours ago. So I'm curious to see how this one is launched off, considering it had 5.3 thousand people who hearted it. Now, I feel like this is one of the double-edged swords of GameFound. You'll notice a lot of people sign up to be like notified and be fans of stuff because they give you free stuff. And I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir on this, but it's always interesting to see how it shakes out. And this one, they were giving away dice trays, which I didn't think were particularly exciting for a lot of people, but still got 5,000 people to sign up early. Far Far Out is a space exploration game where you can win in 3 different ways. You will discover planets, asteroids, and star systems. Your spaceship and your crew members go on a cosmic odyssey where no one has ever gone before. Encounter strange life forms on planets, dig for items on asteroids, or find quests that help you achieve your goal in this competitive galactic journey. During the game, you might help or frustrate other players in your hunt for reputation, wealth, and exploration. Gather more and more dice while moving your 3D ships through up to 10 different star systems. Increase your chance at winning encounters with strange beings or players of one of the more than 30 planets, asteroids, and anomalies. Oh my gosh, they used all the text they were allowed to there. So it's 3x or 4x, is what you're telling me? It's another one of those big space games where you explore stuff. Yeah, so the main image really not do anything at all for me. This could be an RPG, this could be a book, this could be anything. You haven't set yourself apart in any distinctive way except for it's space-themed. As always with the video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? That's what you need to convince those GameFound backers. Let's go. There we go.
Who can fathom the vast expanse of our undiscovered universe? You have been chosen by your faction to lead an interstellar expedition.
Oh, cool.
Ready your ship, gather your crew, and dare to venture into the unknown by reaching far, far out. In this game of discovery, you must chart your own path to victory. Start by assembling your crew from the diverse races you encounter, each possessing unique abilities.
Like the amount of text on those
like
cards.
the Idoleth, leaders who influence the tide of battle. The Grey, masters of uncovering hidden relics. The Vault, robotic beings skilled in gathering resources. The Telepath, imitators of enemies and allies alike. And the Timers, who bend time to their will. Gain a...
I thought that was a really well done segment of the video there. Just really good 3D rendering to talking about what you're doing in the game to explaining. Like, I got an idea. Like, oh, those are the asymmetric factions. I want to try this one. I want to try that. Like, that was really well done.
Gain advantages by purchasing a more advanced ship. Then discover an ever-expanding map while exploring 28 distant planets. Assert your dominance through completing quests, uncovering rare items, and engaging in galactic battle. What drives you into the unknown? Is it the path of reputation? The path of exploration? Or is it the path of amassing great wealth? You have been chosen to forge your own path to victory. How will you achieve it? Back far, far out today.
I hate to be that guy, but I'm just... It looks like a lot of other space games where you are dropped in a sandbox and you can play how you want to play. Like, in my mind, the best one of that genre is Xia, Legends of a Drift System, which I still think is spectacular. I still have on my shelf, without the expansion. So I'm curious to see how they set themselves apart, especially, oh my gosh, $180. So that's the featured pledge. Okay, you got some work to do here. You're in a crowded... I don't want to say crowded, but there's other alternatives here. So this is the first thing you've done as well, right? Is this Studio Infinitus? Studio Infinitus, which might explain why the Board Game Geek is such a ghost town, because if they were like a pre-established publisher who's like, now we're working on this massive 4X space game, you'd expect a little bit more buzz pre-launch for it. No, but they've done other stuff. Okay. Okay, cool. So... were these Let's see, Happy Campers, Honeybees. These look like these were just straight up manufactured or printed. Like they didn't run GameFound or Kickstarters for that. But I do want to check that after this. 1 to 4 players, 90 minutes, ages 14 plus, multiple factions, stuff, things, 60 to 120. What is far out? A galaxy-spanning exploration game, beautiful table presence with 10 big game system, lots of stuff, lots of components, cool to simulate the price. I guess I got it, 180, but what's the base game? Preview. What's in the box? 150 bucks. So that is the main. No. So the Galactic Deluxe Pledge, not the first one you're showing me, which is the Galactic Pledge. Base game, all deluxe contents, and all deluxe stretch goals. Oh, that's because you didn't convert the currencies. They did it for me. Okay. I'd convert the currencies because the majority of people backing this are probably going to be from the United States of America. Unless you're from France, in which case then probably France, because France crushes it. Core Pledge, $99 base game, so I'm looking at 115 bucks. I don't know. I don't like it's on the right price. Like it's not a value thing, I guess. 30, let me see, 200 cards, 220 cards, 240. Okay. It doesn't wow me with the number, but it's not bad. And I hate to say it, but it's like howdy, Huckleberry. It's just that you're up against the games before you, right? If you release a game, it's a lot like Splendor. I'm going to compare it to Splendor. So, I don't see what's setting this apart from a lot of the other space games. 77. So, you also have the Dice Tower video, and you don't even have a quote from it. Like, come on, slap a quote up there. You're paying good money for that. Don't assume because you promote on the Dice Tower, it is going to bring people to here. You also need to you got to milk the most out of your videos. March 2026, so this is more of a pre-order. No, not quite. I got my months mixed up. So 180 bucks. With unpainted 3D ship models. Okay. The Core Pledge, what's the difference? It doesn't have the unpainted, it doesn't have the ship models? Is that what it was? Yeah, so it's the models? Okay. I mean, I could do without them for 50 bucks. That's it? It's just the extra, it's just the miniatures. That's it. Oh, it's stretch goals too. Yeah, yuck. Okay. Core Pledge, you don't want anybody to take it. 6 people, good. People aren't taking it. Congratulations, you've successfully steered people away from them. It feels very pricey. And I wonder if they're hiding stuff behind the stretch goals. Because 200 cards doesn't feel great either. Like, it doesn't feel bad, but it's just like, if you're trying to tell me that you were going to be the best space exploration game out there, that I should spunk down $200+ after shipping on this, I'm just like, well, why wouldn't I just buy, Game X, Twilight Imperium, it comes to my mind. Zaya comes to my mind. The one from, what's that one from Gray Fox Games that everybody's hot under the collar about? Does SpaceX up to 6 players, 90 minutes. Oh, Last Light. I mean, there's just so many great space games that are doing the 4X. So we got a whole bunch of stretch goals, and yeah, this looks like it might be it. Like, this looks like it might be why I'm underwhelmed. New system tile, the asteroid belt. Okay. So that's an extra tile. Cool. 70,000, is that the next jump? Upgrade thicker components. All versions of the game will have the printed components upgraded to thicker stock. That's nice. New system tile. Cool. New special module. New module added to the deluxe version of the game. This adds a new system tile and additional rules and components to use it. Cool. So we're getting that's what I'm looking for there. Right. That's the other thing. You told me you had all these different tiles, but then you laid them out one after the other, and they didn't look super different. So I was like, oh, okay. Asteroid belt, new system tile. So yeah, look at all this stuff hidden behind it. So we don't hit this. It's 1, 2, 3. That's a lot of components. New miniatures, new ships. Okay. Add-ons, the neoprene dice tray. So that was 1440. So that was the thing that if you backed it at the beginning, you got. So far out. So they do have a bunch of videos. They just had a review embargo on it because why would you want to get people excited about your game in advance? I don't know. Or they just didn't post them on Board Game Geek, in which case that's not ideal. Yeah. Okay, so they do have it up there. So 5 hours ago. That's what I'm saying. It just doesn't feel like you're garnering a lot. And there's the other thing, too. If you had 5,000 people pre-launch, I'm interested to see how they handled their pre-launch like buzz and anticipation, because we can actually look that up in the updates, which if there's only 3 tells me it's probably They weren't, or maybe that's only 3 new ones. No, that couldn't be. They haven't done 3 updates since they launched earlier today. So we got gameplay.
Hey, I'm Alex.
We got the, okay, cool. Quotes would be great. So we got gameplay, we got preview. You got the 2 videos you need. Need a rule booklet. Hopefully that's there. How to play, bunch of stuff. I'd make the text just a smidge bit larger, but it's a nitpick. Far, far out rule booklet. Let's check out 20 pages. Not bad. Way better than the 49 that was yesterday. And I'm not dogging that. Oh, special. So yeah, we're not using the back of our rule booklet well, which is extra discouraging because I know there's a 4X game, which means there's probably going to be lots of little fiddly things and stuff that I could remember. So what you're telling me is your player reference is just so dang good that you can just waste the back of your rule booklet. It's concerning. It's always concerning. It's just one of those things where you see it, you're like, okay, you get it. You either get it, you don't get it. Right? There's next to no excuse as to why you wouldn't want the back of your rule booklet being fully functional. Unless like you're like we had no more pages or something like that. But if you have just art back there, no. There's a loud, high-pitched beep in my house, and I have no idea what it was. Hopefully, it's not bad. So Galactic Pledge, $34. The Core Pledge, $29. You didn't give her the currencies. It'd be nice, but whatever. So we're looking at roughly $200-ish. Yeah, I don't feel that. I hate to be it, but I'm just curious. I'm just curious. I want to know how much Twilight Imperium legitimately. So it's $154 to get Twilight Imperium on Amazon. I was just purely coincidental. Like, because that is, in my mind, the definitive space 4X game. Now, that one obviously plays way longer, so it's not even fair to compare it in that aspect. But still, you know, price-wise, like, we're up there. We're up there for a very unproven commodity from a first-time game publisher. Not sure. You didn't really spotlight your track record at all. Like, that's the page. That's it. We're done. We're out of here in 12 minutes. I'm going to go play Marvel Rivals. What the? Like, that's it? That's all we get? Man, this feels like a rough draft. Maybe some quotes, you know? Like, let's figure out some ways we could spruce this up a bit. Holy guacamole. And also, is there 3 pledges? I don't know. Short and sweet. To the point. 71 backers brought $15,000. Good for them. Let's check out the updates, comments. Give this one a grade and get out of here. Wow. They were like, all right, we got these videos. Board Game Co. and Dice Tower. We're done. Like, less is more, I guess. Now I really am curious about their track record as a publisher, just because, you know, or as a designer as well, because they didn't mention it in any way, shape, or form. So we did 7 Gods, ranked 21,000. In the UBI shaped box, there's that loud, what is that noise? I'm going to take off one headphone. There's another loud pitch beep in my house. That's concerning. Or maybe it's my ears. Maybe I got tinnitus. I know I have tinnitus, but maybe it's acting up. Preview of Dice Tower. Hey, there's a video link. I mean, okay. What are the differences in stretch goals for Core and Deluxe? I can't find the info on the project images. I'm hoping the differences are only the miniatures. If it requires to pay for miniatures without a gameplay all-in version, unfortunately, I won't be backing it. It's a mistake not having a gameplay all-in without miniatures. Also, for a startup initial board game, I would personally cut down all the miniature costs to save box space, delays in production, etc. for a second version. And if people requested it, it would add miniatures. It would create a separate campaign for miniatures Deluxe Edition in the future after you see how Core game is perceived by the crowd. All the stretch goals, yeah, that's cute. But that's just, I'm not convinced either, Huckleberry. That's just not how it is. Simon and a bunch of other companies, Mythic, Mystic, they all ruined it by just not having games come out, but by having series come out. Games with expansion after expansion after expansion after expansion from the jump, instead of just making it into one big mega epic game. And why? Greed. That is why. That is the only reason why, because they could. They could just make it into a much larger box. They could all have like Gloomhaven and Kingdom Death size boxes, but instead they want to break it apart so that way when they sell it after the fact, it makes it so much easier to sell the base games. Like, oh, we throw an expansion. It just gives you more to sell. It makes it's like it's a smart financial business decision, but it's anti-consumer because wouldn't it be great if all the Kickstarters were just, hey, here's your box. It has all the stuff you backed. That'd be nice. What is the shipping so expensive? The game looks amazing, but the price plus costs are really hard to justify. Very big and very heavy box. Well, you know what? Tell me the approximate weight in the shipping area. This is a very common tactic. It works very, very well. So do it. It can be best seen at the beginning of the Dice Towers preview. We have posted on the campaign. Hey, here it's it. Sure, let's see how big and heavy this box is. Cause now I kind of want to know. Okay, yeah, it's I mean it's kind of big, yeah.
Up on a scout class ship.
Like that's it. That's like, hey, go look here. Why don't you give me the dimensions of the box? Like, oh, here's the approximate weight of the sample size box. Like, there's so much you could be telling me here. It's just, is it only in English, or is there a stretch goal for the language pack? Looks lovely, well done. Sorry to say the price point has put me off. Thank you for the kind words, but a labor of love. Why do publishers launch their project without everything being ready? You're obviously been working on it for a very long time, so why not wait till you have some playthroughs filmed, rules ready, etc. Rules are downloaded at the bottom. Man vs. Meeple and Alexander Radcliffe are delivering their videos shortly, so we can add them to the campaign page. Well, then don't give it. Oh, so I wonder if is it review embargo, or I can't imagine it's them just all being late. Right? But, like, why? I don't know. I get I do get it. It's like, oh, we all launch on the same day, and no matter who you're following on social media, everybody's going to be talking about this game on this one specific day. And I get that, but it's just, I'd much rather generate buzz. I'd much rather have somebody on Board Game Geek thumbing through the rules and giving me things that are already starting to need corrected, or asking questions, just like I don't know. It's just, I don't feel like they were like, this does feel like it wasn't 70%. It's like 80% done. I feel like there's an extra 20% that should be somewhere on this page. So explain to me the logic of your stretch goals. I just want a core set. All I could really get extra are a couple of tiles. After that, you want anything more, you have to upgrade to a deluxe pledge. So every core set pledge effectively goes to upgrade the pledge of those paying for the bigger boxes and nothing for it. Very silly way of doing things. Is there a solo game mode? Never mind. You don't shop to Brabil, so I don't care. So I can't pledge anyway. Didn't say I don't care. Pity seems a very good game. Yeah, my brain went the other way. Just watch the Dice Tower preview. The system tiles are ginormous. Are all 10 used in game? How much table space is needed to play with 4 players? You know what? If they're ginormous, then you know what you should do? You should mention that when we're in the components. 10 system tiles. That's what we get. If they're 8 inches or whatever centimeters, half-baked. Yep, Huckleberry, that feels like it. That feels like it. Like, if this had an IP slap to it, I would be less surprised and be like, oh yeah, I get it. You have this intellectual property. You thought that would do enough, but they don't. They just, Okay, updates. Let's check out the updates. Give this one a grade. So ready for launch. So that one was 617, 520, and then Q&A. So we did 3 things. I'm not dogging that. It is what it is. So we play games. Based in the Neverland. This would be nice. Wow, this would be great stuff to have mentioned somewhere about the page. So what other games have they put out? I guess that's my question. So Studio Infinitus. So 2906, 10,000, 14,000, 19,000. So vegetable stock, 2906 is really highly rated. Like that means people legitimately really like great category. Re-implemented by Hello Tea Time. So this is something this is so confusing. I'm going to type in Studio Infinitus. Then we're going to type in Kickstarter and see if we can find something, because I do want to check this before we give this one a grade. So I guess they just did all this stuff themselves. Like they just released things. How novel. What an old-fashioned concept of releasing games and without having to go to crowdfunding. Cool. Okay. Good for them. And this is their big 4X space game. They've done the smaller stuff. Great. I feel like this is sorely missing. I feel like a personal touch. Like, yeah, this is our big 4X space game. We've released a couple smaller box games, including the much beloved this game right here. Like, anything like that would, I think, would have went a long way. And there's just none. It's just none of it. Which just adds to the red flags of like, hey, I'm already not hot on your price. I'm already not hot on why this is different or special in the space game genre, because you're making me go through videos too. Like, that's the other thing. If you're paying for these videos, get quotes from these videos. Ask the reviewers for quotes and then put them on the page to summarize bite size what makes this different. You know why? part of the reason why Last Light did so good, because they sold the snot out of their tagline, which was a 4X space game up to 6 players in 60 to 90 minutes or whatever it was. Because I'm friends with Lance from Grey Fox Games, and I remember I heard that slogan over and over and over and over again, and it's like, yeah, you got to have something, and I don't feel like this has that something that I can see. And maybe it's the massive tiles, but you didn't make me feel that. So at the end of the day, final grade 4, Far, Far Out. Do I want it? I'd like to play it. I love space-themed games. I really do. It's one of my favorite genres. I'm a sucker for space games, for zombie games. I don't care. Call me cliche. Do I want it? Yeah, I'd like to try this game. It looks fun. It looks familiar, but slightly different. I don't know how it looks different, but it looks familiar. And I like familiarity. Also, 40-page. The rules didn't look... Yeah, never mind. Not going to go there. Can you do it? Yeah. Yeah, like looking at your website, your track record, it looks like, hey, you have released stuff in the Netherlands. Like, this feels like a good thing that you really should have mentioned and you didn't. But can you do it? Yeah, I'm not particularly worried about that. You had 5,000 pre-launchers, which means you certainly knew what you were doing pre-launch, right? Like, you had buzz potentially generated, or at least artificial buzz, right? Maybe it's just people are like, yeah, whatever, I sign up for everything and then I just cancel if I don't want it, which I imagine is probably what a lot of people do. But you had that. And then I want to check these updates. When you had 5,000 people in the palm of your hand, like what did they look like? The ready for launch update, 6/17. So this one was last month. The countdown has begun. Thursday, July 8th. Unboxing the... Oh.
The backside.
Why isn't this on the page? Why isn't any of this on the page? Like, this is terrible. Ah, here's the pre-production copy. Here's the dice. Like, that's stuff people like to see. Why hide it? Nobody's going back to this update. I am, but I'm always an exception to the rule. Okay, so it just... like, cool, solo mode, good stuff. Yeah, okay. I'd love to know more about that solo, but I don't feel like that was really mentioned that well on here. Also, what's the player count? 1 to 4. Okay. When were those games came out? When were those games came out? Yeah, when were they? I thought it was pretty recently, like up to a couple of years ago. Oh, I lost it. Anywho, Far, Far Out. Final grade is not great. Like, from the main image, which just is, hey, we're here, we got space, maybe we're an RPG, maybe we're a board game, to this, which is just so much. Just say it's a space 4X game. What sets you apart? The number of cards, like the miniatures, like, what is it about you that's different? Because this is just word vomit. Like, it's just so much, and it's not saying a lot. It's saying, hey, it's a 4X game. A lot of variability. Like, that's it. That's the gist. And yeah, I expect that. So can you do it? Yeah, but I'm left wanting more. I'd read the rule booklet for sure. And how much is it? Doesn't feel good. It feels very not good. And maybe it's because you didn't sell it to me well. You know, like, mechanically, you can sell me on mechanisms with quotes. You get a couple people saying, wow, that multiplayer was so tense, or like, oh yeah, the alpha gamer problem was taken away in this, or every single time I'm going to have a different ship, or, oh, you know, I really wanted to combo different planets, or anything. Anything could have helped, and you put nothing instead. Just like, here it is. It feels like a high schooler who's just turned, like any school age, doesn't matter, I did this in college, just turning in the bare minimum to get the passing grade. That's what it feels like. So can you do it? Yeah. Yeah. And then how much is it? Not good. Doesn't feel good. At all. Like, it's Kickstarter reasonable. I'll say that. Like, oh, it's $200 for a big box. Like, no, but that's just, like, it's one big box. And it's not like you're that big. Like, it's not like you're like, oh my gosh, this box is huge. In which case, if it is, then put it next to other boxes and make me feel that. But it just feels like it's another big box game. It's another one in that And the price doesn't feel great, and I understand why, because this is a smaller publisher, and we're so used to companies like Simon and Mythic and Mystic and our Awakened Realms and all these other companies, or Awakened Realms, or you should call them, what is it, Hasbro? I think they got bought out by them now, or Milton Bradley. Like, they're owned by one of those big toy companies. But the bottom line is, they've ruined the prices for us. I've been saying this for years. Like, what is value in a game depends on how many you're printing. And well, and assuming you're giving the value back to the customer, and this one just doesn't feel like good value. Final grade is a D plus, D plus. I will say, I know it's been a long time, but there was some meat in this video where I was like,
Start by
this looks great. Like, you're not even setting yourself apart or making yourself completely different to me, but you did what you did so well. But then we get to this, and it's just like, it all goes out the window. D plus. Let me know in the comments below, what is your final grade for Far, Far Out, and what would you do differently with that page? What's the big change you would make first if you were running that campaign? Would you stand pat? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoy the content, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below, as I'm trying to reach 40,000 subscribers to celebrate my 40th birthday next year. Have a good one. Bye-bye.